The Saltburn Cliff Lift or Tramway, as it is also known, is a funicular railway in Saltburn-by-the-Sea, North Yorkshire, which provides access to Saltburn Pier and the seafront. It is the oldest operating water-balanced cliff funicular in the United Kingdom, and both upper and lower stations were Grade 2 star listed in February 1999. Built by Tangis Limited and opened on 28th of June 1884, it replaced an 1870 vertical cliff hoist approached from a narrow walkway supported on timber trestles, which had been built when better and easier access to the seafront became necessary following an increase in tourists and day trippers after the Stockton and Darlington Railway had been extended to Saltburn in 1861. The car at the top station has its tank filled until its mass exceeds that of the car at the bottom. It then travels down the incline, counterbalanced by the weight of the other car, which travels to the top. When the car reaches the bottom, its water is released and pumped back to the top by an electrically operated pump. Water is supplied from a nearby spring and stored in a pair of reservoirs, one storing up to 30,000 imperial gallons near the lower station, and the other storing up to 18,500 gallons at the cliff top. Let's take a closer look at the water chute and the method of filling. Water flows into the tank attached to the top car, and when it's heavier than the car at the lower station, it starts its descent. The tramway has a track length of 207 feet, a height of 120 feet, a gradient of 71%, and operates with a pair of 12-seat cars, each fitted with a 240-gallon water tank. The lower station contains a ticket office, waiting room and engine room, but the building at the upper terminus is a small hut for the brakeman only, who controls the operation of the cars. Double steel wire cables are attached to both cars, and movement is regulated by the brakeman, who controls the speed of travel via an iron winding wheel with double grooves for the running cables and a flange for braking. In the early 1920s, the track gauge was changed from 3 foot 8 3/4 inches to 4 foot 2.5 inches. The lift is in regular use between March and October each year and is a popular tourist attraction with about 150,000 passengers annually. When the lift was refurbished in 1955, the original stained glass windows were removed and eventually reinstated in 1991. New aluminium cars were introduced in 1979. There have been various refurbishments and upgrades over the years, but little of the underlying mechanism has been changed since it was installed. Between 1997 and 1998, the cliff lift was refitted to comply with modern safety standards, including the addition of a hydraulic braking system alongside the original mechanical system. In 2018, the lift was closed for a £500,000 restoration programme, which included replacing timber sleepers with steel ones, repairs to concrete sleeper supports and rails, and the recasting of cast iron items at a local foundry from the original components. The cliff lift closed again in March 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and despite all COVID restrictions being fully eased across England on 19th of July the following year, the council decided not to reopen for the 2021 season, but instead used the time to give the cliff lift another overhaul. The lift was extensively damaged by fire in January 2024 and reopened in September of the same year.